If your group is watching this video, that means you've completed your brain dump. Congratulations on completing the first part of the Wasc self-study. This video will be quick and sweet and will give you some pointers on how to flesh out the prompts. First, to divvy up the work, we recommend that each person take on a prompt. And there are many prompts to choose from for each group. However, as I was scrolling through each of these prompts, I quickly realized I would need to collaborate with my colleagues to have a better understanding of the frameworks and practices we have in place. So for instance, I'm not very knowledgeable on palabras a su paso, so I would definitely ask someone in my group who's more experienced with that framework so that I can better answer the prompt. Also, so that there is uniformity in the way that we're replying, we ask that you all use third-person perspective as you're writing the prompts, so do not use I or we. To model the writing process, I've taken one of the prompts from curriculum and I have answered a part of the question. Take a look with me. Remember that this is a tutorial video, so at any point that you need to pause the video, please feel free to do so. So the prompt that I started answering was B1.1 from curriculum, and it says evaluate how effective the school uses current educational research related to the curricular areas to maintain a viable, meaningful instructional program for students. So one of the first things I did was to clearly understand what they're asking me. I've highlighted keywords like evaluate how effective, current educational research, maintain a viable, meaningful instructional program for students. I recommend that you guys do that if that's something that you need as a support. I then chose the 5E model, which is something I'm super familiar with because I use that in my own science instruction. And so I'm going to, and I know this seems a little lengthy, but I'm going to read my answer to part of the prompt, and then I'm going to have you guys turn and talk on how I am effectively answering this prompt, or part of this prompt, should I say. Teachers at Camino Nuevo Charter Academy use the 5E model as a framework for inquiry-based instruction. The model consists of the following phases: engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. Through the engage phase, students activate their prior knowledge on a given subject, which is then followed by the explore phase, where students have opportunities to read authentic resources to gather information, construct a model, or perform an investigation. In the explain phase, students' understandings of concepts are clarified and modified through reflective activities via direct instruction, structured questions, and student analysis. The elaboration phase allows students to extend their thinking and apply new concepts learned in real-world situations. For the evaluation phase, teachers assess student performance and/or their understandings of the skills, concepts, and processes. This model empowers CNCA students, investing them in the learning process. The 5E model serves as an effective framework in conjunction with the Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS, because teachers are able to plan learning experiences in which students construct knowledge through exploration and investigation. We are in the beginning stages of implementing the 5E model, focusing on implementing it in the middle school through an NGSS-aligned new curriculum. I want you to pause the video in a moment and turn and talk to your group. How do I effectively answer the prompt? All right, so, and hopefully you were able to have a rich discussion on how I effectively answer the prompt, but some of the things that I took into account or considered as I was answering was giving an introduction to the 5E model, assuming that, you know, they are WASP, but assuming that they're not familiar with it, giving them an explanation of each of the phases, as well as the how. How is this impacting our students? And then something that we added towards the end, or I added towards the end, was how, you know, we're implementing the 5E model. So remember that this is a self-study and that we're not perfect. We are a work in progress, and that we can reflect that in our prompts. So hopefully this tutorial of fleshing out a prompt will help you in your own fleshing out of your own prompts. If you have any questions, I definitely recommend that you ask via today's meet, the today's meet chat room that I created, and you can ask either ask me or mark any questions related to your Wasc prompt. Please make sure to collaborate with your group members and to ask questions if needed. Thank you guys.